Morning. In today's lecture, we will discuss about strong and the weak convergence in a nonlinear space. So, sequence Xn in a nonlinear space X over a field K is said to be weakly convergent to an element X if for every f belongs to be X star, Fxn converges to Fx. Or you can say that we can written up like Xn converges weakly to X. A sequence Xn in a nonlinear space X over a field K is said to be strongly convergent to an element X belongs to be X if norm of Xn minus X converges to be 0 as n converges to be infinity, and we can write it as a Xn converges to X strong. So this is the major difference between a weakly and a strong convergence. Now suppose that a sequence Xn in a nonlinear space such that Xn converges weakly to X, then the weak limit X of the sequence Xn is unique. Every subsequence Xn in X is convergent weakly to X. The sequence norm Xn is norm bounded. So now we'll discuss the proof of part 1. So let Xn converges to X weakly and Xn converges to be Y weakly, and X is not equal to be Y. So using the application of a Harmonic theorem that we have already discussed of that, a given norm space X over a field K and a non-zero member X0 belongs to be X, there is a bounded linear functional f over X such that f of X0 is equal to be norm of X0 and norm of f is equal to be 1. So using up this theorem, there exists a functional f such that f of x minus y is equal to be norm of x minus y and norm of f is equal to be 1. Now since xn converges to be x weakly and xn converges to be y weakly, so for every f belongs to be x star, fxn converges to be fx and fxn converges to be fy. So this implies that we have f of x is equal to be fy, so fx minus the fy is equal to be 0. It implies that norm of x minus y is equal to be 0. So x is equal to be y, which is a contradiction to our assumption. Hence the weak limit x of xn is sequence xn is unique. The second part, we have to prove that every subsequence of xn in x converges weakly to x. So let xn converges to be x weakly, then for every f belongs to be x star, fxn converges to be fx by the definition. So every subsequence of fxn is convergent and converges to fx. Let fxn k be a subsequence of a sequence fxn. So fxn k also converges to fx. That is the xn k converges weakly to x. We get the answer. Now third part, we have to prove that the sequence norm xn is a norm bounded. Now we have a sequence xn converges to x weakly. For every f belongs to be x star, fxn converges to be fx. So the modulus of a fxn is less than mf for some constant mf greater than 0. So let C from x to x star be a canonical mapping defined by Cx is equal to be fx, where fx belongs to be x star star, satisfying the norm of fx is equal to be norm of ax. So for every f belongs to be x star, we have fx of af is equal to be fx. Now take a sequence of functionals gn belongs to be x star star such that gnf is equal to be fxn. So the modulus of a gnf is less than equal to be mf for every f belongs to be x star. Now as the x star is complete, so the sequence gnf over the x star is a bounded sequence of scalars. So here we use the principle of a bounded principle uniform boundedness theorem. We can get that the norm of a gn is bounded. but the norm of a Gn is equal to be norm of a Xn. So we have a norm of a Xn sequence is a boundary. Now next theorem is let X be a non-linear space, then the strong convergence implies the weak convergence of a sequence in X. But the converse of this statement is not true. The weak convergence may or may not imply the strong convergence. So let's first of all we'll discuss the proof of this result, that strong convergence implies the weak convergence. So let Xn be a sequence in X and Xn converges strongly to X. So let F belongs to be X star. Now the Fxn minus Fx, which is equal to be F of Xn minus F minus X, is less than equal to be norm of AF into the norm of Xn minus X. Because the Xn converges to X strongly, so this converges to be 0. So this is true for all F belongs to be X star. And hence Xn converges weakly to X. So but the converse is not true. So for example, let X be a L2 space and X star, you know that the dual of that is also a L2. So let Ek, where k is equal to be 1, 2 and so on, be a shorter basis of Ax where Ek is equal to be 0, 0 and so on. On the kth place we have a 1 and so on 0. So let X belongs to be a L2 where X is a xi1, xi2, so on, xn, so on. With the norm of Ax defined over here is the summation of a xi power 2 whole is power 1 by 2 less than infinity. So let X belongs to be L2 space, then X is equal to be summation of a alpha k Ek, where alphas are scalars. So let F belongs to be X star. So Fx is equal to be F of summation of a alpha k Ek, which is equal to be summation of a alpha k F of Ek, which is equal to be summation of a alpha k gamma k, where gamma k is equal to be F of Ek. So here gamma k belongs to be L2 because the gamma 1, gamma 2, so on, gamma and so on belongs to be L2 with the summation of a modulus of alpha gamma k square is less than infinity. So gamma k converges to be 0. So f of Ek converges to be 0. Or you can say that f of Ek converges to be f of 0. So here we can say that the Ek converges weakly to be a 0 by the definition of weakly convergence. So for any two positive integers n and with n is not equal to bn, we have a norm of a en minus the em is equal to be 2, and it implies that the norm of en minus em is equal to be under root of a 2. So the sequence is not a Cauchy sequence in X, hence en does not converge to be a 0 strong. So in this case we can say that here that weakly convergence does not imply the strong convergence. So in an infinite dimensional nonlinear space, weak convergence of a sequence in X does not necessarily imply its strong convergence. So let X be a nonlinear space and dimension of X is less than infinity, then the weak convergence and strong convergence of a sequence in X coincide. So note that strong convergence of a sequence in a non-linear space implies its weak convergence. Now since dimension of X is less than infinity, and say that dimension of X is equal to k. So take k, e1, e2, so on, ek be the basis of vectors of Ax. Let xn be a sequence in X and X belongs to be a X such that xn is equal to be a alpha 1 e1 plus so on alpha 2 e2 alpha kn ek and X is equal to be alpha 1 e1 plus so on alpha k ek. So let f1, f2, so on fn belongs to be x star such that fj en is equal to be 0 if j is equal to be n and is equal to be 1 if j is equal to be n. So fj of xn is equal to be alpha jn and fj of x is equal to be alpha j. So let xn converges to x weakly, so fj xn converges to be fjx by the definition. For j is equal to be 1 to k, and so alpha jn converges to be alpha j. So let m be the maximum of a norm of a ej and take the epsilon be greater than 0 be any arbitrary. So there exists a positive integer n such that modulus of a alpha jn minus alpha j is less than epsilon over the mk for all n greater than equal to bn. For each j is equal to be 1 to k. So now consider norm of xn minus x, which is equal to be the apply the value of xn and the x. We get this term, which is equal to be the summation of alpha jn minus the alpha j into the ej, which is less than equal to be the summation of a j is equal to be 1 to k alpha jn minus alpha j into norm of a ej. So by using up a previous inequality, we can say this is less than a k into the epsilon over the mk into the m, which is equal to epsilon of for every n greater than equal to b. So thus we can say that the xn converges to be x strongly. So let now x and y be two nonlinear space over the same field of a scalar k, and let sequence Tn belongs to be a bounded linear space over the x and y, and T belongs to be a bounded linear space from x to y. Then Tn converges to be T in norm if for every epsilon greater than 0 there exists a positive integer n such that norm of a Tn minus T is less than epsilon for every n greater than equal to Bn. Similarly, we can talk about a weakly convergence of over the bounded linear operators. So let Tn belongs to be bounded linear space from x to y and T belongs to be bounded linear space from x to y. Then Tn converges to be T weakly if for all x belongs to be x, Tnx converges to Tx weakly. That is for every y belongs to be y prime belongs to be y prime, we have y prime of a Tnx converges to be y prime of Tx. The sequence Tn belongs to a bounded linear space from x to y is said to be strongly convergent if for every x belongs to be x, Tnx converges in y. So let sequence Tn belongs to be bounded linear space from x to y and T belongs to be bounded linear space from x to y. Then Tn is called strongly convergent to T if for all x belongs to be x, the sequence Tnx converges to be Tx, and we can write Tn converges strongly to T. So note that the norm convergence of a sequence of the operators Tn belongs to be bounded linear space from x to y to T belongs to bounded linear space from x to y implies its strong convergence because norm of a Tnx minus Tx is equal to be norm of a Tn minus T is less than equal to be norm of a Tn minus T into norm of Ax converges to be 0. So let the sequence Tn belongs to bounded linear space from x to y and T belongs to be a bounded linear space from x to y. Then the sequence Tnx converges uniformly to Tx for all x belongs to be x such that norm of Ax is less than equal to be 1. That is, if for every epsilon greater than 0 there exists a positive integer n such that norm of a Tnx minus Tx is less than epsilon whenever n is greater than equal to Bn. Written as Tnx converges uniformly to Tx. Alternatively, we can say that uniform convergence of a sequence Tn which lies in a bounded linear space from x to y in norm of Ax is less than equal to be 1 written as a norm of, written as a Tn converges to be T uniform. We can discuss now a theorem based upon this uniform convergence. So if sequence Tn belongs to bounded linear space from x to y such that sequence Tn is uniformly for all x belongs to be y satisfying norm of Ax is less than equal to be 1, then Tnx converges to be Tx uniformly for all x belongs to be x satisfying norm of Ax less than equal to be. Now the norm of a Tnx minus Tx is equal to be norm of a Tn minus T, which is less than equal to be norm of a Tn minus T into norm of Ax. So let x belongs to be x and norm of Ax is less than equal to be 1. So we found that norm of this Tnx minus Tx converges to be 0. So it implies that the Tnx converges to be Tx uniformly for all x belongs to be x, satisfying norm of Ax is less than equal to be 1. Next is the if sequence Tn belongs to be boundary linear space from x to y and T belongs to be boundary linear space from x to y such that Tnx converges to be Tx uniformly for all x belongs to be x and the norm of Ax is less than or equal to be 1, then Tn converges to be T in the norm. So let x belongs to be x such that norm of Ax is less than or equal to be 1. For any epsilon greater than 0, there exists a n belongs to be n such that the norm of a Tnx minus Tx is less than epsilon. Whenever n is greater than or equal to be n, let y is equal to be x by norm of Ax by taking considering that the x is not equal to be 0. And now if you took the norm over the y, it is equal to be 1. So Tny converges uniformly to Ty, therefore we have a norm of Tny minus Ty is less than epsilon for every n greater than or equal to be n. So substitute the value of a y. It is equal to be norm of a Tnx over the norm x minus Tx over the norm x is less than epsilon. Or this norm can be moved outside of this full norm. So we get the 1 by norm of Ax into norm of a Tnx minus Tx is less than epsilon. Now as the T is a boundary linear operator and Tn is also a boundary linear operator, we can say that the norm of a Tn minus T of Ax is over the norm of Ax is less than epsilon. Now this norm should be multiplied to the right hand side. We can go with the norm of a Tn minus Tx is less than epsilon into norm of Ax. So taking over the supremum over the norm of Ax which is less than or equal to be 1, we have a norm of a Tn minus Tx is less than epsilon for every n greater than or equal to be 1. So the norm of a Tn minus T is less than or equal to be epsilon for all n greater than or equal to be n, implying that Tn converges to be T in the norm. Now let sequence that Tn be a boundary linear function operator from x to y and T also a boundary linear operator from x to y. And now if Tn converges strongly to T, then Tn converges weakly to T. This we have already done up that the strong convergence implies the weak convergence. So over the linear operator, we have to be proved this thing now. So let Tn converges to be T strongly. So take an epsilon greater than 0 be arbitrary. So there exists a positive integer n such that norm of Tn minus T is less than epsilon for all n greater than or equal to be n. So let y dash belong to be a y dash. Take x belongs to be x such that the y dash of Tnx minus the y dash of Tx is equal to be the y prime Tnx minus Tx, which is less than or equal to be norm over the y prime into the norm of Tnx minus Tx, which is less than or equal to be this, and using up that the Tn minus T is less than epsilon norm. So this we can say that this converges to be 0. Hence the y prime Tnx converges to be a y prime Tx, or you can say that the Tnx converges weakly to 3x, or the Tn converges to be weakly to T. Thus we have a uniform convergence in a norm of Ax less than or equal. So strong convergence implies the weak convergence, but the weak convergence does not imply the strong convergence. Similarly, we have already done up this type of example in the previous. So now we are defining over the boundary linear operators. So let x belongs to be L2. So Tnx from x to x by Tnx is equal to be this. Here x is equal to be xi1, xi2, so on, xn belongs to be x. And now clearly for each positive integer n, Tn is a linear. And now the norm of a Tnx is equal to be summation of a xi I square power 1, which is less than equal to be summation of a xi I square whole power 1 by 2 from I is equal to be 1 to infinity, which is equal to be norm of Ax, implying that Tn belongs to be a boundary linear space from x to y. Now since the summation of a xi I square is less than infinity, so xi n converges to be 0. So Tnx is equal to be 0, 0, 0 and so on, xi n plus 1, xi n plus 2 and so on converges to be 0 vector. So hence the Tn converges weakly to be theta, where theta is a 0 operator on x. So take x is equal to be 0, 0 and so on, xi n plus 1, xi n plus 2 so on belongs to be x relative space such that norm of Ax is less than equal to be 1. Then Tnx is equal to be x So norm of a Tn is equal to be 1 for all n. But norm of a Tn minus 0 vector is equal to be a norm of Tn is equal to be 1, implying that Tn does not converge to be a 0 vector in norm. So sequence Tn does not converge uniform to a 0 vector. So we can say that weak convergence does not imply a strong convergence. So thank you. These are some of the references that you can follow up.